All right, we're turning now to our top story from Air Canada this morning. The airline says it will start canceling flights tomorrow to allow for an orderly shutdown of operations as it now faces a potential strike by flight attendants. With more, I'm joined by CTV's Renee Rodgers. Renee, 10,000 Air Canada flight attendants likely walking off the job. How did negotiations break down?
Well, Marcia, according to Air Canada, talks between it and the union representing those approximately 10,000 flight attendants are at an impasse. And early this morning at 12:58 a.m. Eastern Time, the union issued a 72-hour strike notice, meaning that it could go on strike. Those flight attendants could go on strike as early as 12:58 a.m. on Saturday. Now, in response, the airline issued a lockout notice about half an hour later, and that lockout is set to take effect Saturday 1:30 a.m. And it's also gradually canceling flights to allow for an orderly shutdown. So it says the first flights will be canceled tomorrow, then more on Friday, then a complete cessation of flying by both Air Canada and Air Canada Rouge by the weekend. Now, both Air Canada and the union, which is a component of CUPE, say they remain far apart in contract talks. The union has said its main sticking points revolve around what it calls flight attendants, poverty wages, and unpaid labor when planes are in the air. We saw a lot of flight attendants show their displeasure with this in a national day of action last week. Now, yesterday, the union said it had rejected a proposal from Air Canada to enter a binding arbitration process, saying that arbiters rely on the status quo to make decisions and members would not be able to vote on whatever decision is made. We did hear from Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu on Twitter saying last night she's met with both Air Canada and the union. She's watching the situation closely, but she says that, this needs to be resolved one way, Marcia, or the other.
All right. In the meantime, what's the impact on travelers?
Well, Air Canada says that this could affect 130,000 travelers per day. It says if your flight is canceled, you are eligible for a full refund and it will notify you directly. It also has made some arrangements with other carriers to provide alternative travel options. But do keep in mind, this is the busy summer travel season and a last-minute flight on another carrier may be hard to come by. And then also you have to think if you have something like a wedding to go to, say a job interview, a loved one's important birthday party, this, if you'll pardon the pun, this really isn't going to fly for those kind of people when they need to be at a specific place at a specific time. So this could create some chaos at airports as this, continues. Now, just to note, if you are flying on Air Canada Express flights operated by Jazz or PAL Airlines, those will continue to operate as normal. But flight attendants for Air Canada and Air Canada Rouge could potentially be walking off the job as of early Saturday morning. And so if you do have a flight, you're being urged to take a look at the website, take a look, make sure that your flight is still going ahead and, prepare for alternative options.
Okay, Renee, thanks for all that really important information.